Should all our guilt must be forgot and never brought to mind? Well, now it's New Year, Davy Jones, and I'm singing Old Lang Syne.
Hello, peoples of the tube. Another year has passed us by and gone, and tomorrow it will be 2024, and that is a year that is in the future. Very much so, actually. I remember thinking how far in the future 2014 seemed. When I was at university, there's a sign up saying, "Oh, swimming pool is opening in 2014." I thought, well, that's so far away. And 2014 is now nearly a decade ago. Speaking of the passage of time, I was having a little flick through these to see, is there any particular way that I start these off? There's not really. Like introductory, what I say, no. But the thing that struck me is my hair just goes from sort of 2019 onwards, it goes from here to there to there. Honestly, I think I need a haircut. I don't mind it being long, but I feel like this is slightly too much, and it's a bit ratty. I mean, it's needing washed as well. That doesn't help. But yeah, like I could take it back like 3 years ago worth, 2 years certainly, and I wouldn't particularly miss the difference. So maybe that's a New Year's resolution. Go get a haircut. My last haircut was in 2018. So yeah, it's been a year. It's been a whole year since the last time I did one of these, and long-term viewers, if any exist, that have been around for more than a year, you might be aware that usually this time of year, I just go through the year. I say what's all happened in the world and in my world, and yeah, why break with tradition? That's what this is. I'm just gonna run you through. I'm gonna kick the camera, and then I'm gonna run you through 2024. No, I'm not. That's not happened yet. I'm gonna run you through 2023. I'm just in the future, me. So sort of media things, I guess. Last year, as in 2022, I went to the cinema, I think like 38 times, 39 times. I think possibly my record highest number of times. I love going to the cinema. I love seeing films, old and new. This year, I didn't make it quite as many times as that, partly because my film club, I mentioned it before, I'm in a film club, that they have a film on at the cinema once it used to be twice a month, and we'd usually an old film, we'd watch it and we'd have a discussion. Budget things have meant that this year it was cut down to once a month, so that's taken 12 potential cinema trips right out of the equation. So the fact that I've managed to go about 30 times this year is quite impressive. I've made up for it. This month alone, December 2023, I've been to the cinema 6 times. But I didn't go at all in November, so it averages out, I guess. So what films did I see? Well, Barbie was my favourite film of the year. That shouldn't be a surprise, Barbie. I mean, of course, it shouldn't be a surprise if you've seen my other videos. The one other video that everyone's seen. Yeah, I loved Barbie. It was fantastic. I loved it. Loved it so much fun. Obviously Barbie kind of comes hand in hand with Oppenheimer, Gangnam Style Heimer. It's alright. Yeah, I saw it like 2 months after I saw Barbie. For some reason, the cinema here didn't have them. You couldn't do it as a double bill because they weren't even on like the same month. But yeah, I went to see both of them. Oppenheimer was fine. What else? I've got a list here so I don't forget things I want to talk about. Asteroid City. I love Wes Anderson. Always enjoy that. In fact, is it in frame? No, not quite. It's yeah. There. I brought a postcard back from Asteroid City because they were giving them out, and I thought, yeah, sure. It's not my favourite Wes Anderson film, but it's a strong one. It was good fun. There's a film I saw, I think it was released at the start of the year, but I saw it in the sort of middle part of the year, called Theatre Camp. I didn't have any sort of preconceptions going into that one, but it was fun. It was a fun little movie. It was sort of done sort of fly on the wall documentary style, but it was a drama. I get the impression they filmed like a lot of footage and then they sort of stitched it together. It was great. I loved it. It felt very much like the sort of it was like a theatre camp, obviously, from the title. It felt like the sort of thing that I would have enjoyed a lot as a youngster going to. I think I would have fitted in quite well into that general environment. I was very sort of stagey in my youth. I went to drama classes. I was in a musical. I was in Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat in the children's choir when I was like 9. Yeah, I just thought that looked like it was fun, and they had a great song that went, "Camp isn't home, but is it kind of?" kind of it is. I think it kind of is. And that was very funny. I think that possibly beat the songs from Barbie to funniest movie song, even though, as you might have guessed, I did like the songs in Barbie as well. And then other stuff I saw this year, Super Mario Man. That was quite fun. I thought it would be rubbish. I'm not very into, I don't really do the video game thing. Video game adaptation movies are notorious for being bad, although I think that's a trend that's kind of been reversed of late, supposedly. I don't know, I've not seen many. And Illumination cartoons are also notoriously bad, and I have seen enough of them to get the flavour. But no, surprisingly, it was quite good. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I loved. That's always fun. Wonka, I just saw that like last week, week before. That was fun. Timothy Chalamet, and I never really noticed until watching that how if you're familiar with Daniel Thrasher from YouTube, Daniel Thrasher is like the Aldi brand Timothy Chalamet. Who knew? What else did I see? Let's have a look. Poirot, there's that Poirot film. It was fine. I quite like the fact that they based it on one of the lesser known books, unlike the previous two, which were very well known. In the previous two, they made small but noticeable changes to the plot. The Haunting in Venice is based on a Halloween party. They made massive changes, and no one cared because it's a story that hardly anyone knows. And I enjoyed it. I quite liked the fact that it was so different. So even though I've read the book and I've seen the David Suchet version, I didn't really know what was going to happen, and that kept me guessing, and I liked that. And then the other, I guess, relevant one, Mission Impossible 6? 7? The new Mission Impossible, I saw that. That was fun. They're always good fun. They're kind of nothing films that are very entertaining. Aside from that though, I saw quite a few old films as well at the cinema. Jurassic Park was re-released for its 30th anniversary. I went to see that. Great. I'd never seen it on the big screen before. Fantastic. The Exorcist for its 50th anniversary. Loved that. Gregory's Girl had been recently redone by the BFI, remastered. Loved that. That was a fun movie. Muppet Christmas Carol I went to see on Christmas Eve at the cinema. I missed it last year, but they brought it back again. Love that. That's such a nice film. And then, you know, a bunch of stuff at the movie group. I saw the original Blade Runner at the cinema. I've never seen that on the big screen before. I saw A Streetcar Named Desire a couple of weeks back. So yeah, I've been keeping busy, been watching a lot of films, been at the cinema, and I've had a nice time with that. Television, I've watched a lot of mini-series this year. There's one about a girl in a wheelchair that saw a murder on CCTV. And there's one about a woman that saw a different murder, and her mother was, what's her name, from the royal family. And then they started terrorising her, and there was just like a lot of mini-series is a lot of mini-series. A lot of mini... I saw a lot of those, but none of them are sort of remarkable, set the world on fire. To be honest, the main TV event for me this year was Doctor Who, with 60th anniversary. We only got 3 episodes, but 4 if you include the Christmas one. 3 episodes for the anniversary sort of run with David Tennant back. It's nice to have David Tennant back. The Bi-Generation, I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but we've moved past it, so I guess it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, for the most part, I really enjoyed it. The first one with Beep the Meep was it was fun. The second one I loved that was just, you know, I like things that are kind of small cast, small, you know, it was just basically the two of them and a very slowly moving robot. I loved that one. And then the third one was fine. The ending kind of was a bit confusing, but yeah, sure, I had fun. And then the Christmas special I also enjoyed. Not like the best ever new Doctor episode. It's not the best ever Christmas special, but I liked it. So yeah, that was the year Doctor Who happened. Now the last 3 of these, I've been lamenting the fact that I'd lost track of new music, and it made me feel old. I've kind of caught up again a little bit. I made a new friend recently called Alex, and she does a radio show on the local for where she lives radio. It's not local to where I live, but it's like a website. I tune in most weeks, and through that she plays at least 2 new songs every week. Sometimes she does a whole episode every month of like all new stuff. And so I've been catching up, and it's been great. I feel I know enough new songs. I can make a top 5, I guess, songs that have stuck in my mind enough to be my favourites of the year. I'm not saying these are the best songs of the year. I've probably not heard a lot of the big mainstream stuff, because I mostly I've heard the stuff that she's been playing, but I've heard the stuff that I've heard, and I've liked the stuff that I've liked. So the top 5, and it's a kind of loose top 5. The ordering isn't like hard set, because there's probably ones I've forgotten that maybe I like more than these, but these are the 5 that stuck in my mind. And number 1 is number 1. The rest of the order could probably shuffle around a little bit, but don't worry about it. So we had Caroline Polachek, Welcome to My Island. Desire, oh, 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 I want to turn into you. I like that, but the whole album, I've been listening to it recently. That was, I think, the first new song I heard on Alex's show, so it must have been right back at the start of the year, or like in the spring, I guess. That was good. It's a good album. It's a good song. Then I've gotten quite into Mitski recently. I'm aware that she's been like quite a big thing for a while, for like a very sort of dedicated fan base, at least, not like as big as like the really big ones. But she kind of passed me by. She's been around for like 10 years at least, but I kind of got into her stuff, older stuff as well, but this year, Bug Like an Angel is quite a nice song. I really liked My Love Is Mine, All Mine, I love my, nothing in the world belongs to me. That's nice, that's a lovely little song. So yeah, that's that song specifically is probably it's in my top 5 for sure. Then we've got Miley Cyrus, Flowers. That's probably the biggest like mainstream hit off my list. I've heard some people that didn't really enjoy that. I don't know why. I think it's great fun. It's just a little bump. It's a fun little song. I heard it and then I kind of forgot about it. We heard it on the radio and then I kind of forgot about it. And then I was out at dinner a couple of weeks later and it was playing on the radio. I was like, I've heard that song before. That was one of Alex's songs. And I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then there's a song by a group called The Last Dinner Party, and it's called Nothing Matters. And I've fallen in love with that song. That's it. I love it. I've heard a few other songs from, I think they're the same album from this year, and it's all grand. But this song, again, I heard it on the radio, and Alex kept having to turn the volume down because it's full of swears, but it's a delightful song. I love it. It's charming. I won't sing it because it's a bit too rude for my general I say that I have sweary periods. This isn't one of them. Which brings us on to my number 1 pick. And I you know what? Rather than just tell you what the song is, I'll sing it for you.
Stop, 'cause you're killing me. You brought me back and you made me feel free. Rowdy waves and your energies, you pulled me fragile from the wreckage. 'Cause I got so lost here, machine assisted, I disappear into a dream you don't wanna hear. How I got caught up in nowhere again. Oh, it feels like I've been silent running through the infinite pages, I scrolled out searching for a new world that waits on sunrise. I'm silent running, running, I'll be running back to you. Back to you, I'm silent running, running, I'll be running back to you.
I spent all morning trying to get a take of that I was happy with, so I hope you enjoy the effort I put into that. So yeah, that was Silent Running by the Gorillaz, my number 1 song of the year. I've always liked the Gorillaz. I drifted a little bit, sort of, after the Plastic Beach is my favourite album of all time by anyone. I kind of drifted a bit and missed a few of their albums, but then since I caught their new album the week it was being released because of Alex's radio show, I was able to jump right back in. I've been catching up on the stuff that I missed, and there's good stuff that I've missed. But yeah, this album is my favourite album of the year. It's the Silent Running, the song is my favourite song of the year. It's my second favourite Gorillaz song ever. Melancholy Hill from Plastic Beach is still the top spot, but Dare from Demon Days, that was number 2. It's been bumped down to number 3, and Silent Running. I bought the album, so I can listen to that myself. I got a record player for my Christmas, and I didn't have anything on vinyl, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and buy some, since I'd kind of refound the Gorillaz this year, I was like, let's get some Gorillaz stuff. Plastic Beach, I've not got that here with me. The Now, which is quite a nice little album. It doesn't seem to be anyone's favourite, but I like it. It's sad summer vibes, and that was the mood this summer. We'll get back to that. But yeah, I don't think I've ever in my life bought something musical, at least, that's so new. This was released in like March, and I'm going to put it on vinyl. I'm going to be one of these insufferable vinyl. CD and MP3, it's fine. I still listen to most of my music on MP3. I like the idea of having a thing that you can have, and the little spinning disc. There's something quite fun about how tactile it all is. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be getting a bunch of stuff on. I've currently only got 3 records, but I'm gonna be getting more. Yeah, that's it. Music. I'm back on track. I know some songs. What were the biggest hits of the year? I've no idea. I don't know. I know the songs that I've heard, and I know that I like them. That's Deborah's top 5 songs of this year. So YouTube-wise, what have I been up to? Well, it's been a year very much of 2 halves. The first 6 months, I had that big run of Deborah is Not Okay week, which was just nothing. Then I had a JC and Evil Twin, and then I had another JC and Evil Twin, and I've been working on that project for Sewage, the Thief Saga, and that took me up to May, and there was a video announcing that. But really, there's very little of substance on this channel the first half of the year. But I kind of made up for it in the second half, because once we got to November, we had Doctor Who week 2 week, and I made that video, that whole week of videos in the space of about a week. It was very chaotic, it was very hectic, and I made 9 videos in the space of a week. It went up over the course of 9 consecutive days. And after I put up all the videos, and the last few were up on like a timer because I was going off on holiday to Liverpool for a week, I was thinking to myself, I came up with a great pun. I wish I'd done a video where it was David Tennant is singing I'm Just Ken from Barbie, but it's I'm Just 10. And I missed my window to do that. Doctor Who week's over. And I thought, when I got back, Doctor Who week's over, but David Tennant is still the Doctor for 1 more week. I could make this, and I could, if I have it up in time for David Tennant's last episode, it's still relevant. Let's give that a go. Okay, I guess this is suddenly my most successful video ever. It's not my most viewed video of all time. That is still, gosh heck, quap success at 16,500. I hate that that's my most viewed video because it's also my worst video. But I was looking at the analytics last night. It took quap success about 2 years to get to 10,000 views. I put up I'm Just 10 about 2 weeks ago, and it's currently on just over about 10.1 thousand views. So everyone seems to really like it, and it really means a lot because that video has so much of me. It's very much my humour. All the silly lines. No, you're 10, and this thing goes ding when there's stuff. I mean, that is kind of a half quote, but it was just very much to my sort of humour. And then the defying Mavidu, everyone, all the comments are like, oh, I like this thing, and I'm like, yeah, that was a really me bit, and oh, I like this thing, and it's very heartwarming because I always feel like my content's kind of just, oftentimes I'm just sort of making stuff for me because I don't really know what other people want, and so I just make stuff that I like and hope that, you know, well, at least I'll like it, and if other people come along and they enjoy it too, that's great. So for so many people to come and enjoy to such a degree, honestly, super heartwarming. I hope some of you stick around. I promise there will be more good stuff at some point. this is very much a variety channel, so it's not just Doctor Who stuff. Usually Doctor Who comes in kind of in little waves. Often we do January is Jan Whoery. I don't have any plans for that this year, but especially since I'm just in Who Week. But sometimes we do like a month of Doctor Who stuff. Sometimes I sing songs. Quite often I sing songs. Phantom of the Dinosaur is that, if you've not seen that one, that's one of my favourite videos I've ever made. It's not my most successful video. That's, again, like I said, that's Barbie who... but yeah, so it like I said, really been a game of two halves. I've gained like 60 subscribers in the last couple of months. It's been a wild time. I'm sure they'll all drift away as they realise that very little that I make is particularly similar to the thing that they came for. But I hope some of you stick around. Actually, because the rest of Doctor Who content's done me quite well, because my Sonic Screwdriver review, it got over 4,000 views. All my Doctor Who figure reviews passed 1,000. I don't usually do reviews of stuff, but I did the Sonic Screwdriver one on a whim, and people were like, yeah, we like that. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll do more. And in the time I've been making this channel, this is me approaching 15 years this summer. Well, in May, the end of May, will be 15 years since I started making YouTube videos. In that time, I have had 16 videos past 1,000 views, which isn't a lot. Like 1,000 isn't a lot, I'm aware of that. But of those 16 videos, 6 of them were this year. One of them was in 2020, and then the other 9 were 2013 or earlier. So this has been like my best year for ages. So that's nice. So to finish off, me personally, I'm going to be honest, I mean, this has probably been hinted at from the fact that, you know, my videos kind of took a weird hiatus, and my summer listening was very gloomy coded. I've not been doing great this year, to be honest. I've been a bit down. I kind of get these periods every 5 years or so. I had one in 2013. I had one in 2018. I've had one this year. So pretty much every 5 years. And I've not been good. I think partly as well, the awareness of the passage of time of 10 years since that first gloomy time. Like that was not good. I was very, very not good. And I was kind of thinking, have I justified surviving that one in the last 10 years? And I kind of felt like I hadn't. And I got very morose, and I kind of stayed very morose. I was at a party at the end of March, and I spent a quarter of an hour crying in the bathroom. The end of May, I was really just feeling very purposeless, and it's been like this most of the year. I've had peaks when I've come back out of it for a little bit. My holidays in Spain kind of were, you know, they were nice breaks from that. And, you know, there's been nice things happen. I've made new friends sort of towards the end of last year, into kind of happening into the start of this year. There's Alex I mentioned. There's Andy, who lives weirdly next door to Alex, even though I didn't meet either of them through each other. And they've been lovely. They came, because they both live up in Caithness, they came down to visit me. Well, not specifically me, but they were down, and we all hung out in April. That was the day after the party, the crying party, so that kind of picked me up a bit. And I was up visiting them in September? I think it was September, early September. So that's been lovely. They've definitely been a bit of light in kind of a bad year. But on the whole, I've not been great. I'm hoping that, I mean, these tend to eventually fizzle out, and I think the 2018 one lasted well into 2019, but the 2013 one was worse, and it kind of had petered out by sort of the autumn. So this one's lasted longer, but yeah, I'm hopeful I'll be feeling maybe better soon. I'd like to. I kind of had another hard dip like a couple of weeks before Christmas, and like I think I'm back out of that again. I had Christmas Day. I had a really nice. Usually, if I'm not doing well at Christmas, I have a horrible time at actual Christmas. But this year, I seem to have a bit of a peak, and that's kind of bounced me back up. I'm aware that a lot of my friends I've just like not talked to for weeks. At least like my online friends, I've been really inattentive. So my New Year's resolution: stop ignoring your friends, Deborah. Talk to your friends. That's very silly. I do kind of. part of the problem when this happens, like if I get a funny turn and I just sort of ignore people for ages, and then I feel bad about it, and then I avoid them for like as long again because I don't want to have to then deal with the fact that so it's a self-perpetuating loop. That's for sure my new. If I haven't done already, I'll reach out and talk to people tomorrow and apologise for being an awful person. I don't know what to say. I've not been great. It's not really been my year. I mean, in terms of YouTube achievements, it has, but in terms of actual me, I've been a mess. So, yeah, let's hope that next year I'm feeling better. That'd be nice. But yeah, that's it. I think that's all I've got to say, really. It's been, a mixed sort of year. There's been films, there's been music, there's been TV, there's been YouTube, and I've been sad. So that's it in a nutshell. Thanks for joining me throughout the year. If you have at any point watched any of my videos, and we always close with a little montage of clips, so if you see a video that you've seen, then you've been here. So if you've just come for this video, then you've been here. So that's what really counts. So thanks for doing that. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for being around. Thanks for sticking through my little gloomy year. Hopefully next year I'll be less gloomy and I'll make more things and I'll do stuff. Or maybe I'll die and that'll be fine too. Either way, thanks for watching and have a nice year.
What's that playing on the radio? Why do I start swaying to and fro? I have never heard that song before, but if I don't hear it anymore, it's still familiar to me, sends a thrill right through me, 'cause those chords remind me of the night that I first fell in love too. Those magic changes, my heart arranges a melody that's never the same, a melody that's calling your name, and I beg you please come back to me, please return to me, don't go away again, oh make them play again, the music I want to hear is once again, you whisper in my ear, oh my darling,
I feel like I probably could have ended that on a more positive note. Whoopsie. Bye!
Traffic on the hour. Traffic on the hour. Traffic on the hour. Traffic on the hour.